All right, let's dive right in. You've probably used it, you've definitely heard about it, and you've almost certainly wondered, how does it do that? ChatGPT feels like it's pulling ideas right out of thin air. But today, we're going to pull back the curtain and see exactly how the magic trick works.
I mean, it really feels like you're having a conversation, right? You ask something, and it gives you a well-thought-out, totally coherent answer. But here's the thing, it isn't thinking the way we do. So what's actually going on under the hood? Let's find out.
Okay, so the fancy official term for the tech behind ChatGPT is a large language model, or LLM for short. And the name kind of gives it away, right? It's a massive, and I mean massive, system that's been trained on a library of texts so big it's hard to even imagine.
But let's make that even simpler. Imagine an apprentice writer who's been locked in a library with almost every book, article, and website ever written. It's not just memorizing stuff, it's learning the flow of language, the rhythm, the unspoken rules of how we talk and write. That, in a nutshell, is an LLM.
So we have this brilliant apprentice. But how exactly does it go from just reading everything to actually writing something brand new? Well, it all comes down to its training.
Everything, and I mean everything, kicks off with data. We're talking about a truly mind-boggling amount of information. The model is basically fed a huge chunk of the internet, articles, books, conversations, you name it, and told to learn from it. The sheer scale here is what makes it so powerful.
Okay, but just reading a lot of stuff isn't enough, you know? I've read a ton of books, but I definitely can't write like a literary genius. So what is the model actually getting from all this information?
This is about so much more than just vocabulary. The model is learning the hidden architecture of how we communicate. It's picking up on grammar, of course, it's connecting facts, like that Paris is the capital of France, it's even recognizing different styles of reasoning, and maybe most importantly, it's learning the back and forth of a good conversation. It's not just learning words, it's learning the invisible strings between them.
All right, so the model has all this knowledge. But how does it use that to write even a single new word? This is where we get to the core of it, and honestly, it's simpler than you might think. It's all just one big prediction game. Listen up, because this is the single most important thing to understand. ChatGPT isn't thinking about what it wants to say. At every single moment, it's just making a statistical guess, predicting the most likely word to come next based on all the words that came before it. It's basically the world's most sophisticated autocomplete.
And it does this over and over in this constant loop. It looks at the context, it calculates the odds for what the next word should be, it picks the winner, and then it immediately adds that word to the context and starts all over again. It's literally building a sentence one statistical brick at a time.
Okay, theory is great, but let's make this real. Let's see how this prediction loop takes what you type and turns it into a full-blown response.
It all starts with you. When you send a prompt, the model's first job isn't to answer you, it's to understand you. It analyzes your words and uses them as the starting point for that prediction loop we just talked about.
Let's use a real example. So you type in this phrase, "The best way to learn guitar is." That's it. You've given the model its starting blocks. Now the prediction game begins.
So, looking at that phrase, what's the most probable next word? Based on the millions of examples it's seen, it might land on to. Great. Now the context is different, and it runs the calculation all over again. What's next? Maybe practice, and then maybe every. It's just building a coherent sentence, one highly probable word at a time.
It keeps this up, predicting, selecting, adding, until it reaches what feels like a natural stopping point. That finished paragraph you see isn't something it thought up. Nope, it's just the most statistically optimal path of words that matches all the patterns it learned, all starting from your initial prompt. So if you take away just one thing today, let it be this. The entire magic show of ChatGPT boils down to two simple ideas. It learns by finding patterns in an ocean of data, and it writes by making one simple prediction after another. That's it. That's the entire game.
And that leaves us with this fascinating question. If it's all just a high-tech game of connecting the dots, if it's all just statistics, where does the spark of creativity come from? How can simple pattern matching write a poem, or a piece of code, or a genuinely new idea? That's the ghost in the machine, and it's something to think about the next time you chat with an AI.